Day 1, January 1st, 2014. We studied Genesis chapter 1 through 3 today. Had a really good time doing that. Learned about the creation of everything. And, of course, the fall of everything. As God created this beautiful world, made two happy naked people in a garden, and given two trees. One, the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and said, do not touch that. He actually told Adam to not touch it. And then Adam was supposed to tell Eve, and I guess Eve didn't quite get the message clearly from Adam as far as not, eating of it. Because it actually says, don't eat of the fruit. Not necessarily apple, just fruit. And Eve says, well, we're not supposed to eat it. We're also not supposed to touch it, right? So, of course, Adam and Eve, did that. And they fell and brought sin upon all humanity. So now we are all sinful. Interestingly enough, they tried to create their own resolution. They tried to create their own fix, their own religious answer to their sinful plight, their disobedience to God. As soon as they discovered, what really meant to disobey God, what it really meant to be rebellious against the Creator and Lord, they made their own clothes out of fig leaves, which, figs are very itchy, but that's beside the point. Oh my gosh. Oh. Sorry. Forgive me, I'm trying to think. That sometimes takes... Yeah, there we go. The fig leaves. And God creates something of his own for them by killing an innocent animal to make garments for Adam and Eve. He creates clothing for them to wear. He makes it so that Adam and Eve can be covered by the blood of an innocent, which is foreshadowing, of course, Jesus dying on the cross and shedding blood for all of us. There is a prophecy in the curse that God puts on Adam and Eve and the serpent. It says, it tells the woman that the seed that is going to come from the woman is going to someday crush the head of the serpent. Which is very true. Very much so. The seed is referring to the Christ, the Messiah. Even from the very beginning of the Bible, Genesis 3, we see that seed. And we see that this scarlet thread is going to weave its way throughout the Old Testament and reveal itself in the New Testament. It's been said that the New Testament is in the Old Testament, concealed in the Old Testament, and the New Testament revealed. Chuck Missler often says that. Some of my best Bible study tips have come from Chuck Missler, Arthur, Danny Carroll at Water of Life, various places. I hope that as you've begun this study, this is just the beginning of the year. Last night was New Year's Eve. I didn't actually manage to stay up as late as I had planned to, because sleep is nice. I was at Walmart the night before really late because I was doing some grocery shopping, and I realized that when we approach the Bible, it's really a good idea to have a plan. Just like when I go to the grocery store. Now, I don't want to hear about all your feelings about how much you don't like Walmart, but I don't know. But you have a plan. The Bible itself is split up into sections. It's not like appliances and hardware, cooking and dairy products and cereal products, stuff like that. But there are sections, the beginning being the law, then of course the history books, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st and 2nd Kings, all those. Then there's wisdom books like Job and Ecclesiastes, Proverbs. And then there's prophetic books like the Habakkuk, Nahum, and all of those. Daniel, Isaiah, Nehemiah. So the Old Testament is split up into different sections that you're going to go through. The first 5 books are the law, then there's the historical books, and you go on from there. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, and Numbers. Now, Genesis and Exodus are going to be covered in January. We have 12 months to take the entire Bible. And then the New Testament, of course, you got the 4 Gospels and Acts, then you have the letters written by Paul, you have the letters written by other people that were not Paul, and of course concluding with the book of Revelation. That's the Old Testament and New Testament. Look over the table of contents. So I always like when my pastor goes, go to this book. It's before this book and after this book and in the middle here. But you want to get familiar with where you're going in the Bible, so that the more you become familiar with different passages, the more you'll be able to go in there when someone else asks a question and flip open and go, I know where that is. That's in Nehemiah, or that's in the book of Luke. This prophet said this, or Jesus was talking about this in a certain situation, and it'll help. Now, I'm not going to make any promises that I can do a video every day or every week or something, but as I do, I'm going to post them because I want to learn how to be a better teacher myself, as I am going into being a school teacher, and I already have my pastoral ministry degree behind me and a childhood education degree behind me. I'm working on that elementary school education I'd like to teach, so this is going to be a good way to do it. Now, I have prattled on for long enough, so I'm going to say good night for now and continue on in Genesis, and God bless.